Hi everyone, Luca from lgmphotography.co.uk, and in this video I'm going to give you an unboxing of the debao su-800 and give you my first review on this product. Now the debao su-800 is something you would use instead of the Nikon su-800, which cost about 2 or 3 times the price of this one. Now the reviews, the specs of the debao so far are that it does exactly the same as the su-800, has better range, and also has something which I really like is AA batteries you can use instead of using the old 9-volt battery I think you needed for the su-800, which can be a problem if you run out because you can just run into any shop and buy some batteries. This one, well, you can just put normal batteries in and it works. So let's go ahead with the unboxing. The box, well, not much to say about it. Okay, it comes with instructions, and the instructions are all in Chinese. So it's not in English. To be honest, I don't think it should be too much of a problem because it's a very straightforward product to use. So it comes in a little pocket like that. And let's go open it. So here it is. It's got a couple of plastic sleeves I will remove. Okay, so yeah, it looks okay. It doesn't look as well built as the su-800, the Nikon, which I used to have. But this could be very, very good if you have D3, D3S, D4, or any camera which doesn't have that pop-up flash and you need to use the CLS system. Because without that pop-up flash, well, you need an su-800 or something to replicate the signal to actually send it to the flashes. And this is obviously look like a very good option for the price I pay for. The su-800 from Nikon, you're probably looking about £250, probably $350. I paid £70 for it, $100. So extremely well priced, very, very cheap. So let's put this onto the camera and do a few tests. Right, so this is the debao su-800 mounted on my Nikon D3. Looks pretty good, actually. It looks actually smaller on size than the su-800 used to be. The su-800 used to be a little taller. Not as wide as this one. I'll just show you quickly on the side how it looks like. So as you can see, it goes a bit over, but not that much, and I don't think it will worry me too much. I know the su-800 was bigger, so I don't think I'll have any problem with this. Now, let's have a look. Let's turn it on. So what I did is I got a flash, put it right there, and I'm going to go in the middle and take a picture of myself as I'm shooting. So just to do a few tests. So let's turn on the D3. So, and now the debao su-800. Okay, and what I'm doing is I'm actually going to fire the camera using the Yongnuo RF603, and so I've got a cable attached to the camera, and then as I press, this will just take a shot automatically. Focus and take a shot. So let's just have a look here. So I did a couple of tests earlier just to make sure I don't waste any of your time as I'm doing the review. So the way it works is when you turn it on, you will have obviously the free group and the channel on the right hand side here. So let's go and change a few things. So this is go to TTL, but you can change this by going to the mode here, manual mode, no using it. And okay, so what we'll do is we'll try to keep on TTL to make sure it works properly. By clicking on set, it then goes up to the exposure compensation. You can turn up and down by pushing the buttons. The buttons feel quite soft and not that clicky, if you know what I mean. You quite have to press it well to be able to use it. Then if you click set again, it then goes on to group B, then group B exposure compensation, group C, and there you can change the channel by going so you go 4 channels, so you could set up in theory 12 flashes, which is more than I'll never use. So what I'm going to do here is take a shot of myself shooting a TTL, just to have a look and see what it's like. Okay, so that's taken without any exposure compensation. It looks well exposed. I was shooting as 1/25 of a second, f5.6, ISO 200. So what I want to do is now change the exposure compensation and bring it up to, let's say, 1 stop. Okay, press more to reset here. Now take the same picture, and hopefully, if this is working well, we should have the TTL mode working properly. So there is no reason why the speed should have changed here. So let's have a look. Right, so first one, there is a good difference here. I'm just going to zoom in here. Okay, so before and after, so quite a difference, and you can see the exposure compensation is working well here. The speed shouldn't have changed. Okay, it's dropped down from 125 to 120, but it shouldn't really affect it too much. Now let's go a bit extreme and go for 3 up exposure compensation. And now this should really kind of blow out and give us a very overexposed picture, which it has. So that's very good. That is actually show that the TTL mode with the exposure compensation is working perfectly using Nikon flashes. So yeah, this so far is an excellent use compared to the SU-800. And now what I want to test is the range. So what we're going to do is go outside, wait for the night to fall a bit, and go outside and do some tests on the SU-800 range. But before that, I just wanted to show you very quickly here. So if you click on mode, it actually goes into repeat mode, so you can use it on repeat flash. So let's set to 58, and then 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, 18. There you go. Let's give it a try. So this is the repeat mode. Now it should give me quite a few flash. There we go. So yeah, you can use a manual TTL and use it on repeat. So for the price you pay for it is a winner. So let's move on to the range test. Right, okay, so as you can see here, I've got pretty long range here to use to test that debao SU-800. So what I've done here is I've got the flash which I'm going to put on remote, group A channel 1. So I've got the little infrared radio signal pointing in that direction, so this will give him a bit more chance. What I'll be doing is just really, it doesn't really matter what I'm shooting, I'm just going to shoot on aperture priority and just shoot the flash and just see if it works. So one thing I need to quite show, which is quite interesting and very, very good compared to the Nikon SU-800, is that you can actually turn this, and that is a massive plus, because if you are shooting in front of you and you get a flash on the side, well, I know that with the SU-800 I had quite a few problems if I had my flash just right behind me, which can happen quite often. And if you are outdoors and you have nothing to kind of bounce that signal off the walls to actually reach the flash behind you, it's just not going to work. So with this you could just have it on the side and shoot. So that is a massive plus. As I mentioned before, 2 AA batteries, So if you run out, you can just run into any pretty much little convenience shop and buy some batteries. Big plus. So let's have a look at the range, and what I'm going to do is turn it on. Right, okay. So what I'll do here, I'll set it on to +2, so it should give us a good batch of light, which should okay, that should be fine. Just a quick test here. Okay, works perfectly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take about 10 meters, stop, turn around, take a picture, and then keep going like that. So let's see how it goes. Okay, so that's about 10 meters away. No problem. Okay, about 20 meters away. So to be honest, I rarely go any further back than this, but working. That's 30 meters away, and it's still giving me a flash. That's about 40 meters away. I don't even know if the micro still works here. 40 meters away, still working. I don't actually know if it worked here. I don't think it did. Okay, so between 40 and 50 meters away you should be able to use it, which is pretty impressive. I know the SU-800 had a good range, but not as good as this. Far from it, I believe, when I used to use it. And to be honest, I don't know many people who will actually use that much range, but it's good to know that you actually have it. So yeah, in all honesty, this is probably performing better than the actual Nikon SU-800. I love the way it's been, you know, put together, especially being able to turn. This is such a massive plus if you're working outdoor with flash, which not always are going to be on your light of sight. You can move them a bit. I know that even with the SU-800, sometimes I had problems shooting that way in portrait mode. Having this might help you as well. So yeah, for the price you pay, it's just a winner. So yeah, my recommendation is just go for it. I mean, there is no reason why not to buy this device instead of the Nikon SU-800. What we'll be doing next in my next video will be using this with the Yongnuo YN622N to see if I'm able to use this as a master for these devices. If you are able to use this as a master, you then have some pretty good system for a fraction of the price of Pocket Wizard or CLS system. So keep tuned, subscribe, share the videos if you know anyone who's interested. And yeah, next video coming up hopefully in the next couple of weeks. Cheers, see ya. Boom.